Okay, so can't really remember what I left off with, but here's where we're currently at. The paint that I got, the PA green, I went back to the paint place and it was actually the wrong color. There's a couple different variations of that paint code, and this is actually a tri-coat for this car. The paint code on the door is not fully correct. It is correct, but there's a couple variations of it. What I recommend doing is taking off your gas door, bring it to the paint shop with you. Don't get the duplicolor paint matching stuff. It's not accurate. It's not close. It comes out as a way brighter green. You can kind of see some of it still in there. It's not even close. I had to strip it right down and start from scratch and redo this entire area. So where we're currently at, I've done a couple other little spots, just filling any little pinholes. I've got it pretty much perfect right now. So yeah, we're ready to put some paint down on it. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit more. Currently it's a little bit too cold in here to paint, so hopefully I'll get a little bit of heat in here. If not, I might just call it and do it tomorrow. That's not rust, that's burnt paint because of a weld. It's fine. Same with that's burnt paint in there, not rust. One thing I did notice, and this was my error, on the top part, this goes a little bit longer. Not necessarily a bad thing that it's a little more shallow here. It doesn't really make a difference because these holes are only so long. As long as these ones match that, it can only go the same amount front and back, and it really can. So this is perfectly fine and acceptable. If I would have known and remembered that it went a little bit farther back, I would have cut it farther back, but honestly, it's fine. I might, haven't decided, go in with a carbide and just do a hair of clean up in it, just to like try and bring this over just a hair and square a couple things up and just clean it up just a hair. But overall, it's pretty much perfect. I'm not gonna do too much and dive into more and going crazy with it. It's pretty good. So okay, so it's been a little while after the last bit of video. So we got our base down, which is a blue. Again, this will come in when you go to a paint place, you'll get the correct coloring they'll give you it. So this is the base coat down right now, and I'm about to put the mid coat on. Then will be followed up by the clear. So the green is about to go on now. It's been about an hour since the blue has went on, so then it will be I'll be putting the green on now, and then green followed by clear coat, and then we'll be done. So I'll keep you updated as I go, but you can see it's actually turning out really nice, and the jam looks pretty good. You can kind of see a bit of a line, but I can wet sand and taper that in. That won't be too difficult. Mostly I can cut that through the because this will all be the same when you paint it. There'll just be a slight lip. I can sand that lip out through the clear coat and kind of taper it up. Ideally, I'd like to paint the whole jam, but I can't do that. Unfortunately, I can't paint the whole jam. If I could, I would, but if I'm going that far, I'm gonna have the whole car stripped and painted, and I'm just not ready for that job. So this is what I'm doing for now. Also, it's not warm enough in here, so I have to send it to an actual paint shop. Also, highly recommend these lights off Amazon. They're really easy to hook up, and you can just hook them into your normal light socket. They're actually great. Love them. This garage was so dim before. Well, in comparison to, like, no comparison to now. It's so much better to work in. You can actually see what you're doing, and it's a lot easier. So highly recommend getting these lights off Amazon. They're pretty cheap. I only paid like $100. That's what we're looking at like so far. Time to put on the green, and we'll see how this turns out. Oh, I also recommend, especially if it's cold out, make sure you have good heat. At least try and keep as much heat as you can on it. Even if you don't have like a really well heated garage or wherever, especially when it's winter, just make sure you try and get as much heat as you can in this area. I've had these heaters on all day. It's currently like almost 4 o'clock. So I'm just keeping the heat in here up as high as I possibly can and keeping the heat directed to where I'm painting to keep it to keep the material at more of the correct painting temperature of around 20. So 20 Celsius, that is. Fahrenheit, I think that's like 70 or something like that. Especially with the clear coat. The clear coat can get like hazy if you don't, which is what I'm a little bit worried about. So hopefully the clear coat turns out okay. Everything else has so far, so I think I got a good process going right now. It seems to be working okay, so. Okay, it might be a little bit hard to see, because it's even a little bit hard to see for me. But this is the correct color. You can, again, it's really hard to tell right now. It's a dark color and there's no clear on it, but yeah, this looks good. Again, I've only got the first coat on it so far, so it's not perfect. It's gonna get another 2 coats and then another 2 coats of clear, but yeah, you can see this is the right color now. You can see there's a bit of waves in it, but it's not too bad. Good enough. I could have body worked it, but You're not gonna see it anyways because the hinge is gonna be over top, so whatever, do a little bit you see there it is what it is. Also recommend, there's it right here. These are some shims. Door shims from LMR. There's a couple different thicknesses in here. Oop. There's a couple different thicknesses in there. These are for door gaps, to fix your door gap depending on how bad it is and what size you need for top and bottom. I ordered them just in case. It would be a good call if you've done this type of repair to your car to order these just in case. If not, you could probably get away with a washer. Yeah, I am going to get the next 2 coats on and get this all done and then get some clear on it. And about, I think I'm going to wait an hour till I put clear on it. Okay, we got the second coat of green on now, and it's really starting to show. It's looking actually really good. I don't know if you can tell. Again, lighting isn't perfect, but yeah, this looks really good. This is way better than the other paint I used. And I did also down in here, because I could see primer along here, so I sanded that down just slightly and painted in there.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
That is the final coat of the green, and it's turned out really well. What I did was I tried to build up around it to help it smooth in a little better. You can tell it's just a hair higher, but it kind of is what it is. It's a patch sort of thing, if you will. What I probably should have done was not tape here. This one's okay, I don't mind that. You can barely even see that. If I could have gotten the seam back to here, I would have, but there was some rust right along here that I had to fix. So that's why it's back here, not here. See you guys in the next video.